Hi, this is Dr. Teresa Dale in Natural Health Radio. Welcome aboard. We're going to be talking about a number of things today on Natural Health Radio, so come on in and get a good seat and make some notes. And I got some questions last week, and it was awesome. So, I want to go over some of the questions and give answers to the questions from last week. And then we're going to move on to 3 different segments of this show to discuss various topics that you all seem to be very interested in. So firstly, we want to say I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope we all did something fun over the weekend that included food as well. We want to talk about food. We want to talk about so many different things today, and as well as how we create new realities. So the important thing is that to know that each of us can create whatever we want. We can create a reality that is good for us, that is positive for us, instead of one that's not good for us. Sometimes through life, we get ourselves into realities, into different situations that are not good, but it's a learning tool. It's a challenge and is a learning tool so that we can find out more about creating what we want and focus on it. One of the things that's very true is whatever you focus on most of the time is what you're going to create. So if you're focused on most of the time what's bad, you're being overweight or whatever it may be that you're focused on about yourself, and if you focus on that most of the time, then you're going to keep creating it, rather than focusing most of the time on the fact that your body is healthy and thin and the way you want it to be, and you have energy and you're vibrant. And if you focus on that most of the time, that is what you'll be. So whatever you focus on is what you become. So if you give away the positivity and if you choose negativity, then you live that. That's your reality. You'll create that. You'll see that manifested right in front of your eyes. You'll have situations that it's not really good for you, that's negative for you. So what we want to do is talk to you about your focus today. When you're focused on good health, when you're focused on a good positive relationship, we have to understand that whatever you focus on, you create. So wasting time on focusing on negativity will only bring you more of the same negativity. Focusing on things that you want to create, help yourself, help the environment, helping people, on yourself, like that you're healthier and happier every day, that you're doing a job you love, that your body is just healthier than it's ever been. Focusing on that all the time, on those things, will help you to manifest it, and you'll see that come true too. Okay? But many people get stuck in the rut of negativity and stuck in a perspective that the glass is half full, and why always me? Do these negative things happen? And all of us at one time or another can get stuck in that in different areas of our life, whether it's our body, our physical health, whether it's our emotions, whether it's just things that happen. Things really, may happen, but when something happens that you don't like, look at it as a challenge, and then do some work on yourself to discreate it so that you can change that challenge and turn it into a positive. And it may take you a year or two to get out of it or to change it, but you'll do it. It just depends on what you focus on. What do you focus your attention on? one of the techniques that I developed and teach in neurophysical reprogramming, which is at the California College of Natural Medicine, and you'll see it when you go on www.cconm.com. You can check the latest news and read about neurophysical reprogramming. And one of the tools that I've created and I teach is called alignment and creation. And when you learn about your own alignment with your goals, and you're able to test the percentage that you're aligned with that goal. In other words, if you have the most important goal in your life, okay, let's say, and you are only unconsciously 10% aligned with it, then it's not going to manifest. Now, many people say, well, of course I'm aligned with it. I want it. Well, you have an unconscious mind, my dears, and that unconscious mind goes back to your childhood and maybe before. Okay, you have an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind may be at play when you don't get things you're aligned with or you think you're aligned with. So the neurophysical reprogramming is about connecting with your awareness and consciousness so that you can become 100% aligned with what you want to create. You can be only 50% aligned with what you want to create, and it won't happen. And you'll put all this time and energy and say, oh, I'm working so hard and this didn't create yet and this didn't happen yet. And it's because you have sabotaging beliefs and identities, you see. So we have to learn that you need to be 100% aligned with your goal in order for it to manifest. Not 98% aligned, but 100% aligned. And because we have an unconscious mind, there's no telling as to the percentage that you're really aligned with your goal. The only way to really know is to test it, and to have someone test it that is trained in neurophysical reprogramming. Or if you are a health provider and you want to come to that training, then let us know, and then you can go to one of our health providers that are trained in neurophysical reprogramming. Because in order to manifest a goal, whether it's about good health or great relationships or whatever it may be about, we have to be 100% aligned with what we want to manifest so that the manifestation happens, completely happens. And when you do that, manifesting and creating is relatively easy compared to having sabotaging beliefs in your life. So when you try something, it doesn't happen, or you're knocked down, or somebody tells you can't do it, or that you keep getting no's, and no matter how hard you try to do something and all the attention you put on doing something, it doesn't work out right. It maybe happens, and then you find out that it's not going to happen 100%. Okay? So all of these things have to do with your alignment with your goal. And the way to know if you're 100% aligned with your goal or not is to get tested with someone who knows how to perform the neurophysical reprogramming technology. And I teach that at the California College of Natural Medicine. So being aligned with your goal is crucial to your creating your goal and you having a positive experience with your goal. So I want to remember that now, and as we go to food as medicine, and we're going to shift to that.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale, your host. This is Using Food as Medicine.
There is a lot to talk about now related to food as medicine. And we want to make sure that you know that the food that you eat can either heal you or kill you, okay? And it's like there can be an in-between in there, but you need to look at food and certain foods as being like your blood, like a medicine for your body, like a healer for your body. For example, green drinks, exquisitely important for your overall health. Okay, so that would include getting a blender type apparatus like a Vitamix or a NutriBullet or something like that, and then taking some spinach and kale and vegetables, other vegetables, and with a little bit of organic apple and sticking it in the blender and making a smoothie out of it. You could put protein powder in it. You could put hemp milk in it. You could put ginger in it. You could put organic whole turmeric. You can get raw turmeric at the grocery store. It's orange, but it looks like ginger on the outside. And you could cut that up and put it in there. And then you could have a nice 16-ounce glass of that and just feel amazing afterwards. You definitely need to also take some nutrients like the Optimal Multi Pro and the Nano-Ionic Multi Daily to make sure you're getting all your vitamins and minerals. And if you are an indoor person and don't go outdoors very much, it's not good because you're not getting enough of your vitamin D3. So you could take a vitamin D3 when you don't go outside, when you don't get sun on your body. You need 10 minutes at least of sun on your body every day, on your skin, even if it's just your hands. Doesn't matter. It has to be on your skin. So sun is good in limited amounts for sure. But food as medicine, you also want to make sure that the fruit that you eat is the lower glycemic fruits, like blueberries, okay, cranberries, okay, raspberries, acai berries. We want to know that the fruit that you're eating is not contributing to a blood sugar dysfunction or disorder. Now, blood sugar issues, you have to watch your carbs and you have to watch the fruits too. As far as vegetables, you can have mostly all vegetables, not French fries, but if you wanted a baked potato here and there, you know, doing a half-baked potato with a meal, that would be fine. Even if it was a small one, a small baked potato, you can do that. There's so many delicious foods and vegetables to eat. It's just, you find something new you haven't had before and stir fry it. Find something delicious that's green that you haven't had before and put it in a smoothie drink, okay? Find a vegetable that you've never tried and try it and make it different ways so that you can like it, you know? Stir frying is always good. Putting it in a smoothie, you don't hardly taste anything but the apple. So we want to make sure we're also putting clean water into the smoothie. Very, very important to put clean water in the smoothie. And otherwise, you're just drinking glyphosates from the drinking water. You are doing so many different things to yourself, to the negative if you use tap water, including chlorine and maybe Legionnaires or Legionella. It's just bacteria, just on and on and on. So just use reverse osmosis water or clean BPA-free bottled water. There's other phenols besides bisphenol A, and none of them are really much good for you. Bisphenol A is, of course, the worst. So as far as food as medicine, eat green, eat fruit, eat vegetables. If you need protein, I was talking to a friend yesterday about duck eggs versus chicken eggs. Duck eggs seems to be, if they're organic, seem to be healthier, seem to be a little bit easier to digest and have a little bit more protein in them. And perhaps you can find some duck eggs to try at the health food store. Make sure they're organic. Don't even mess with them unless they're organic. And, you may find where somebody would be allergic to chicken eggs, but non-allergic to duck eggs. All of this is possible. Just make sure it's organic. We know that life presents us with many issues and many health issues, or maybe just one health issue, okay? Or maybe no health issues until you reach into your 70s. But we also know that your health, your perspective, is the most important thing, and never give your power away to anyone related to health care or anything. And that if you have a health issue, and I'm telling you that there's always natural medicine that can help you dramatically, if not cure you completely, okay? Depending upon what the issue is. So look first in the natural realm of different methodologies, like homeopathy is used all over the world for every disease you can mention, okay? And think about, there's a homeopathic remedy for it, including schizophrenia, including suicidal behaviors. There's homeopathic remedies to fix all of it. So that would be a number one opportunity for you. And then when you combine a homeopathic program with a nutritional program, with an herbal detoxification program, when you combine and integrate things together, you're just making it a lot more powerful, because you're working on different levels. And any condition will have different levels that it needs to be worked on. Food is a level. You have to get the food right, okay? You have to get the detox right. You have to get the other types of treatments that you're doing right, with the right dosages and the right amounts. But food as medicine is the way to go. You can make a difference in your health overnight, and you could feel a difference overnight just by stopping eating all fast food. Don't eat fast food, okay? At all. I don't care what the company is. Fast food is not good for you because of the ingredients, because of frying, because of all of the temptations that go with that. So you can eat slow food instead of fast food. And you can make that yourself. You're probably really good at it, as I am, making slow food, slow, delicious food. And you could try almond, things like almond pasta. We're going to be moving on to our next segment here any minute, right? Oh, yeah, okay, we're going to talk about emotions and your health.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is Emotions and Your Health.
Emotions and your health. Emotions are another level. You deal with your emotions using homeopathic medicine or using neurophysical reprogramming. Neurophysical reprogramming is the most expedient, the fastest, most effective way of working with deep-seated emotional issues. One session takes an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you can handle multiple belief systems and identities that are connected and anchoring your health condition with one session. Homeopathy is also excellent. I use that during the session. You could take a homeopathic remedy separate for an emotional issue, and it may work very, very quickly, and it may help you dramatically in a short period of time, and it may take 2 months to help you dramatically. This is why we do testing to find out the right homeopathic remedy and do neurophysical reprogramming. The effects that people have are amazing and immediate. Oftentimes, when a patient gets up from a session, like they're lying down during a session, and when the session's over and they get up, they'll say to me, "What were we working on? I forget what I came in with." To me, that is the highest compliment. If if the creation, the cause of a disease, is so gone from your body that you can't even remember what you were working on, I look at that as a compliment, right? So we have to understand that if you have something you've worked on forever, then it's the methodology that's not working, okay? It's whatever methodology you're using that's not working for you. It may work for somebody else, but not for you, for whatever reason. And that could be because of sabotaging beliefs that are actually preventing you from finding out the absolute cause, you know? And in my opinion, in dealing with so many different types of equipment over the last 40 years, that equipment is not a good diagnostic tool. Most of them are not good diagnostic tools because they're not perfect, because they don't test you on the different levels that you can have an issue. You can have an issue on a physical, emotional, or structural level. And something needs to be able to test you on those levels and to be able to communicate with you about your symptomology related to those different levels, like when did this disease, when did you first get it, when did you first have a sign, and then you can trace it back in your life with neurophysical reprogramming to the time in your youth when it was manifested on some level, because lots of things are manifested from the time you're a child, and then they don't manifest until you're an adult, like a ticking time bomb. You want to get to those things, don't you? That's the issues. That's where you find out the real issues. But the only thing I know of that really does that in an efficient, quickish way, an hour and a half, is neurophysical reprogramming. And sometimes a person only needs one session. One. Sometimes people want to come back for another one because they want to work on something else that's totally different, that they didn't even tell me about. And it could be a relationship. So, and then we work on that. The thing is, I created this compassionate technology for those of you that really need some help, that are really searching for answers. And this is what this technology does. It gives you answers. And when the cause happened in your body, the cause of any condition, how long it's been in your body, the organs that it's affecting, and the emotional cause, the mental cause, the physical cause, and your age when you actually decided to manifest it. Because the decision to manifest can come from childhood. If a parent keeps telling you the same thing over and over again, like you have to get tested when you get older every year, twice a year, because your grandmother had cancer, and now you could get cancer. People are raised that way, to think when they get older that they have to constantly be looking for disease. So if you remember, whatever you focus on is what you create. Okay? So if you're aligned with health, if you're aligned with all the positive things that you need, you'll create that. If you're aligned with needing to constantly search for something wrong in a whatever kind of scam or test it is, if you're aligned with that, of finding something wrong, okay, then you can create that easily. You can make it up. And the equipment will give you just enough impetus to help you along the way in making that thing up. And then, if you know that you've learned that you have a condition, then at this point, excuse me, you can follow the steps to discreating it that we give you in neurophysical reprogramming, and you can become aligned with the things that you want most. So I would say that your emotions are so crucial. You can deal with them effectively using homeopathy, using natural medicine, using neurophysical reprogramming, using the Meta Wellness Program, which is excerpted from neurophysical reprogramming. So you can use this to help you. Now, homeopathy, you use homeopathic remedies in the neurophysical reprogramming that are aligned with acupuncture and the five-element theory of Chinese medicine. And so we have one remedy for every meridian. And so during the neurophysical reprogramming session, we will be using a homeopathic remedy on you a couple of times to help drain and release and neutralize identities that are creating your health problem. Identities are who you identify yourself as in a subconscious way. So in a subconscious way you think you're a loser, then you're going to manifest that in your life, no matter what kind of good suit you wear, what kind of expensive tie you wear, whatever you put on the outside is going to be camouflage to what's going on the inside. We want to get to the depth of what you can be, what you can do in this lifetime. And many times what I teach in my training is about mirroring. I've been teaching about neurological mirroring since 1995, okay? And that is how, when you're creating something that you want and you desire, that when you put your attention on it, you feel it and you become it and you be it and you live as if you already have it. And then bingo, it comes to you. If you don't have any sabotaging identities or belief systems. And that's the big if. And so you can help yourself with the Meta Wellness Program to get to those things yourself, or you can do a training. You can do the neurophysical reprogramming training if you're a health provider. If you're not a health provider, you can come and see me and in my office, and I will do a session with you for an hour and a half to really free you from a lot of the sabotaging belief systems that are controlling your life. And, let's face it, you don't even know you have some of these belief systems. They are so insidious. And some of them are so simple that they go back to when you're 6 years old, and they go back even younger. And I can test to tell you exactly when you got that. And then we can eliminate it from your DNA. The only way to work with mirrored neurons is if you're working to free up the space in your DNA so that you can manifest and create your ideal dream, your ideal situation in your life. And we must understand that emotions can be changed overnight. Emotions can be changed in one session. You could feel differently about things. I personally would use the Meta Wellness Program and do that program. It could take 2 or 3 months. You'll feel results right away, but you're going to have a lot to work on, and you'll see how that works. And then when you're done with that, if you want to come in for a session, then that would be great. Or you could do it the other way. You could come in for a session to see how it all works and to really release and make some changes. And then you could take the Meta Wellness Program home so you can work on it on your own. So we are going to our next session now.
This is Natural Health Radio with Dr. Teresa Dale. This is your health, freedom, and politics.
And we are in Your Health Freedom. It's called The Politics of Health. And it's a very important session and area because I think even though this is in the beginning, a lot of people and all of the different Democrats that are running and the independents that are running, they are making clear what they're about and what they're not about. What they're not about is letting anyone know about how they feel about health care and what would universal health care look like. So I want to ask you to hold off on making a decision as to who you're going to vote for until some of these people answer the questions. I have written them all. I have sent them all emails. I have many doctors that are doing that. What does Medicare for All look like? Does it look like all traditional medicine and you have to wait forever to be treated? What is the waiting line? Is there a waiting line to be treated? How are they going to do that? Zero information has been given about that I have ever seen, and I've studied all of it. Okay? I just think that they don't know, or they're using Medicare for All as a hook to get you, and then they'll figure it out after they get in. That is not the answer that we want, because then it's too late. We have to find a candidate who will bring us a change in health care that includes natural medicine, right to the president, right to the candidates. Whoever does that has my vote, even if they're an alien from another planet. Okay? If they came in and said, I am with the alien party, and they said, and I'm going to give you all free health care, and it's going to include homeopathy and natural medicine, and here's how we're going to work with with your waiting. You're going to have a 1 week or less waiting time to get in, and here's how you're going to get to know more natural health doctors that you can see. And if they're promoting natural medicine in hospitals like they do in Europe, and in the offices, if they promote that, okay, especially in hospitals, I'm voting for that alien. Whoever that alien is, I don't care if they're blue or green or purple. Doesn't matter if they have polka dots all over their body. It's what they say that matters. Okay? So all I'm saying is that my decision I take very seriously, because I do not want to cause anyone any pain, any disharmony, or any kind of suffering. And I know that a decision that's coming up in this election could be doing that if we make the wrong choice. And I'm all for Medicare for All. I'm all for it. I'm all for even the possibility of having a lot of assistance with education for our children. Okay? I'm into all of those things, but not the way it is now. It has to be changed. And I'm all for eliminating farting cows and the way the meat industry is and all of that, and I'm all into it. But the part that worries me is the only part that worries me, and I'm not focused on this. Believe me, I'm focused on what I want to create. But what worries me is all the people who are going to go, oh, Medicare for All, free. But free doesn't mean good. Free doesn't mean you're going to live through it. Free could mean cheap, traditional medicine, cut and burn policies, and that's what's going to make the country go broke. The way that other countries do it is they incorporate natural medicine in the hospitals so that people get better and get out. That's what makes them able to do it and not lose their shirts. So please think about that and ask me any questions that you may have, like the questions I'm going to answer that you asked for last week. I'm going to answer some of those questions. And one of them was about Medicare for All. And one of them, this gentleman emailed me and wanted to know, so if Medicare for All, if we get free health care, how do we insist on natural medicine? You can't insist if they don't provide it unless you do that work now. Now is the time to insist. Write letters, make phone calls, go to the events where they're speaking, and ask questions and demand that your question be heard. So if it's heard by a politician and they're speaking, then they will have to answer it in some way. And if they say, I don't know, this is wrong. This person has not put any thought into it, any concern into your health. They're using it as a marketing tool for themselves. So don't fall into that trap. Be aware. Your awareness will get you far. And as far as politics and health, the thing that I think is that if you, in your life, decide you want to be a politician, what would it be that would make you decide that? Would it be, are you hungry for power? Are you crazy? Because most politicians, if you look at them, and if you not look at them visually, I'm not comparing how they look. I'm just saying if you take a look at deep inside of them and look at their history and look at everything about them, you'll see that there are very few that are really concerned with humanity and helping people. There are many of them more interested in taking a marketing stance, like I'm for the Green Party, or I'm for the Green Deal, whatever. This doesn't say anything. This says they're using that as a marketing ploy. And it would be great if they were really serious and had a plan the whole way through. That included natural medicine, and that I haven't heard from AOC. Okay? I haven't heard that from anybody. Why? Because the big pharma gives them all money. They get money from that. Now, Bernie Sanders may be the only one who doesn't take money from big pharma. Might be the only one. Okay? I don't know how that is today, but there are people that don't take money from the big pharma. I would investigate who they are and why. Okay? Then we could have more to talk about at that particular time. We also need to understand, as far as health care and as far as our veterans. Our veterans are very important, and we need to include natural medicine now in their health care. Now. Not just put them on a bunch of drugs and go home and deal with it. Many times they're suicidal because of the medications they're taking, not because of the PTSD. Oftentimes the medications make the PTSD worse. Okay? It exacerbates the whole thing. So I don't like the way our veterans are being treated with natural medicine at all. So the healthcare in other countries, you need to look into that. You need to look into Switzerland and Germany, France. I've said this before on this show. Go and Google it. What their healthcare system in a hospital. Just go to their hospital situation and see what it's like. Michael Moore. A lot of people don't like Michael Moore. I think he makes great movies. I think he makes important movies. There's a movie called Sicko. And that movie is evaluating the healthcare in other countries. You want to go get it, rent it, watch it. Learn about the healthcare they have in France and other countries. Canada, not so good. France, much better. Switzerland, A1. Germany, A1. Even in Portugal, they use natural medicine in these countries that are poor, and they have universal health care in their country. And they're poor people, but they get treated with natural medicine. You see? So that is why you're on here today. This is why you listen to the show. I want to give you in the next 10 minutes that we have left some things that you can do to help yourself stay healthy from the moment you get up in the morning until the moment you go to bed. One of those things is to write down on a piece of paper every symptom that you have in your body on one column. In the next column, I want you to write down all the positive things that you feel about your body. Whether it's your weight or it's aches, like as far as the negative, whether it's your weight or whether it's aches and pains or whatever it may be. And when it comes to the positives, I want you to write down all of the positives that you have in your body, about your body. And I want you to look at those two lists. Okay? Now, in those two lists are going to be a big answer for you. And I want you to be honest and say, okay, what percentage of the time do you spend focused on your symptoms and on how you feel with your symptoms? What percentage of the time do you focus on that? Okay? And if your answer is 80%, 70%, 60%, 50%, 40%, 100%, or anything that resembles that, then you are adding to and co-creating that symptom because of your mind. Your mind is creating a lot of it. So what I'm saying is you got to learn to change your mind. A good tool to do that, as I said earlier, is a Meta Wellness program. I want you to see yourself better. I want you to have a toolkit. When you came to Earth, an instruction manual didn't come with your body. So this is like the toolkit you didn't get when you were born. It's going to teach you how to operate your body emotionally, mentally, and physically, and how to correct those symptomologies that you have. Okay? It's called a Meta Wellness program. We've had people from 12 years old to 85 years old who have been successful at using it for physical and emotional health. So I want to remind you that you guys are the best. I want you to remind you what an awesome person you are and how your body is waiting for your positive messages. Your body is waiting for you to tell it you're awesome. Everything is going well today. I have what I need today. I'm going to do a great job today, and I'm going to enjoy my entire day. And when you get up in the morning, that is what you think. Instead of thinking, oh God, it's another day, I'm getting up, oh God, I have to go exercise again. It should be, thank God I can get up and exercise today and use my body. Thank God. That is where you should be, if you don't mind me shoulding all over you. That is where you, when you get up in the morning, it's like, oh God, I feel so good. I want to go exercise. Oh God, I want to go for a walk. I'm going to just enjoy this day so much. And you know what? That makes your whole day be right. It makes your whole day successful. And take time during the day to pat yourself on the back and tell yourself what a great job you're doing, and that have fun with what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing. Love what you're doing. And, if you don't love the job you're doing, then change it. Do something else. What have you wanted to do your whole life? And if it's being an artist, a musician, if it's being something in the creative arts, then for God's sakes, do it. And if the next thing you're going to say to me is, I can't make any money doing it, then that's what you'll experience. You'll experience not make any money doing it because you think that. So you have to change that thought, and then you'll change your life. In the few minutes we have left, I want you to remember that mind, body, spirit medicine, like acupuncture, is key. And that the politics of health is the most important thing for you to focus on right now, because it will shape your future. Just think about you're going to any doctor you want and getting natural medicine. Okay, just think about it. It's a good thing for you. It's a good thing for everybody, and it's good karma to create. So we want to create always things that are good for other people. If it's good for someone else, it's going to be good for you. That's what I've learned. Life is interesting, and there's so many positive things to take from each day, so many positive experiences that can happen. It's all up to your mind and how you perceive your life. Depression is a perception. Poverty is a perception. It has to start in your mind first before it manifests. And I want you to think about that. I do hope that you go to look at the Meta Wellness program at drdaleswellnessstore.com. Take a look at it. I recommend it very highly. I've written every part of it. It's excerpted from the Neurophysical Reprogramming, which is a technology that health providers train in and do. So this is excerpted from it, and it's awesome. It's something you can do by yourself in your home, and it's effective. First time you use it, you'll feel a difference in whatever you're working on. In the few minutes we have left, I just want to take this moment to thank you so much for being with me today, for spending your time with me, and also to remind you that I do read your emails and what you have on Facebook, and if you have any questions, I'm going to answer it the next time I'm on the show, and that's every week, 1 o'clock, and it's Tuesdays, and that's Pacific Standard Time is when I do Facebook. So right now, we're on Facebook Live, Natural Health Radio, and I want to say to you many blessings, and I will see you next week, same time, same place. Bye-bye for now.